energy to ever be able to get in the air and hang and contort and do what I did. Most of my points came. Plus, I was a pure point guard. I'm penetrating the dish. You see what I mean?
Bobby, I'm gonna dust you off.
Zoe, that jumper gonna come through this time, man.
First off, Bobby, I shoot better than you. Can you acknowledge that?
Yes, you do. But
Okay.
the thing about it is, though, I'm going to defend even at my. I'm gonna devote the energy to defense.
I'm telling you, Bobby.
See, to defense.
I felt so
And
good
I'm gonna
today.
make my.
Let me tell you something, Bobby.
I ain't talking shit.
I felt so
Are
good
we on,
today.
Are we on the air?
We
man?
on the air now.
Y'all need to understand what he's talking himself into.
Bobby,
I'm very proud of him because
I felt good
what he
today.
has done is trusted the roots doctor, Russell Harrison, www.russellherbals.com. And I'm so happy because I want all of my people to understand they have an opportunity to regain their vitality and protect themselves against disease. So I'm really most happy about that. The side effect of that is this boy will start feeling better.
Uh-oh.
And he's talking smack. Okay? And that's all well and good because what he has failed to realize, if you haven't seen the battle in the Ghetto Classic between me and Zoe, all you got to do is Google Zoe Williams versus Bobby Glanton Smith, and there it is. And you'll see for yourself.
Bobby, I was eating barbecue, fried catfish nuggets. Bobby, I wasn't myself.
You was eating all kind of sweet. Now you was your new self.
Oh boy.
Lethargic as hell.
Bobby, I feel 27, Bobby.
I'm not standing still, Zoe. Everything's
Bobby,
still
I went to
working.
the court today down the street from my house.
Oh,
I'm telling you, Bobby. Bobby,
this is going to be actually better basketball now that he has recognized that he can get some of it back. I'm telling you, pride drives me. So if you don't think I'm not going to the court in the morning,
Bobby,
and work
me
on
with my stamina,
jumper, man, I'm telling you, so you come up on me, I'm gonna go back to the basket on you now.
First off, Bobby, you were shocked I played that kind of defense
you
on
never had it in your life. I scouted you, so you ain't never played that kind of defense, man.
And when I put that D on you, you said, "Oh Lord, I ain't got a jump shot, and he playing D." Oh Lord!
But if you get that close this time, Zoe, I'm gonna get a step back. I'm gonna get one step back.
Bobby, the step back for young kids.
I ain't talking about the step back.
Don't you
I'm
do no
talking
step
about-
back.
When I say a step back, I mean a step. You know, an explosive step. So if you get too close, now get you leaning in with that pump fake.
Bobby, you still think you explosive?
So for you,
don't do it, Bobby.
I'm going in.
I love you, Bobby. Don't.
I'm going in, man.
Boy. Oh, 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Hey, don't help me, help the bear. If you see me in the rain,
all right, Bobby.
jump on my back.
Oh
the back.
Lord, Bobby.
I'm just telling you, man.
I went to the court today.
Yeah.
Knocked down some shots.
I feel you, man. You have motivated me, Zoe.
You should have never gave me your secret weapon. That's what you shouldn't have done. Them damn herbs.
Man, I love life, man. I've been to more funerals than I ever thought I'd go to, Zoe. So, no, man, that's out of love, bro.
Man, I appreciate
love,
that.
Man. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm about to get back with Kevin and start boxing.
You really don't need to do all of that.
No, I just need to stay sharp.
That's true, just in case.
That's all. Just in case I don't make it home. I gotta stay sharp,
boy,
Bobby.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Man.
There you go. So anybody interested, man, just go to www.russellherbals.com. And I'm telling you, he got what you need.
All right, here we go.
What the hell is that?
What? Can you hear anything?
Yeah, it was some Bee Gees or something.
I can't hear nothing.
Yeah, they were playing some. I can't go for that. Yeah, that's Hall and Oates.
I got you.
Yeah.
Are we live?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Cool Mo D's new record.
Yeah, I'm just
Oh, he using Hall and Oates.
Hall and Oates.
Oh, okay. Damn, everybody's stealing. Okay.
Damn, Bobby, he's a hip hop artist.
And that's why y'all don't know how to make no music.
Hey, y'all gotta download that KBLA app.
now?
I can't hear anything.
So how you doing today, y'all?
Y'all gotta
man,
download the
how you doing?
KBLA. Can't hear anything. Testing.
No, the mics ain't on.
Testing.
Testing.
I just hear bzzz.
Okay.
I don't even hear that.
Nothing.
Okay.
Buzz.
Okay, hold on. Let me reset this song and I'll get you right.
All right. Hey, it's 3 after.
So, You hear about the possible trade with Philadelphia for James Harden?
We about to talk about it.
But had you heard about it? It's just speculation, but he got connection. The former general manager of the Houston Rockets is in Philly now, and the vice president is, close with James
Testing.
Testing, 1, 2, testing.
I don't know what he.
I don't either.
I can't hear no mics.
I don't hear no mics. I can hear you because I can hear you.
Yeah.
It ain't through the mic.
Mike.
I don't have you hot yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not hot right now. Ready?
All right.
Yeah. You aware that beef that's been blew up with Gilbert Arenas and Kwame?
I ain't heard that yet. We're going to talk about it, Bobby, because I know you know.
Yeah.
I know you know.
This thing got ugly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zoe Williams, NovaTIME, we're in the building. Unfortunately, the homeboy, Nick Hamilton, he got an assignment from UCLA, and he couldn't be here today. But you already know who I called first. Uncle Bobby has returned to the pit. Say what's up to him, Bobby.
Greetings, my fellow brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Listen real quick. Y'all know Kool Mo D is one of my best friends. Right? He's one of my best friends. And he sent me a record. I just want to play 30 seconds of it. Kool Mo D is back. Can we hear this? Oh, you ain't got it. My man ain't got it set up for us yet. But before we get into the topics, because we got a lot of stuff to cover. Bobby was talking about it when we came on air, man. Bobby, what's going on between Gilbert Arenas and Kwame Brown?
Well, it's an extension of the times that they played together in Washington. They played together for 2 years in Washington, and that was the time when Gilbert was really wilding out, pistols in the locker room, et cetera, et cetera. But it was even more debauchery than that, because what happened was he took Kwame's circle and utilized it as a tool of strength for him, because he really wasn't streetwise. He's a valley boy. And he put Kwame in some very compromising situations that he stood up for him and kept him from getting hurt. And subsequently, it has blown up, because he went on a couple of shows, including Vlad Television, saying some rather disparaging things about Kwame, and then Kwame said, "I'll tell you what, we'll pick this up and we're gonna ride it the way we're gonna ride it."
So they really have beef.
Yeah.
Now, I know Kwame has blown up as a YouTube star, influencer, but Kwame's a big dude.
He's 7 foot tall.
That's a 7-footer.
And he's the baby in the family.
Listen, and brothers shouldn't try to work. This is what I hate about YouTube. Those beefs happen, and then now it's a video beef. You make a video about me, I make a video about you. From my perspective, watching Kwame from afar, I don't know him. I know you do. Watching him from afar, he's done nothing but positive stuff in terms of what he does in the community.
All the way across the board. But he went for the bait, because he suppressed his anger and his frustration for 20 years when Stephen A. Smith made a living, literally, off of calling him the greatest bust in the history of the NBA, when in fact the man played 13 years. All right, and he took care of his mother right out of high school.
Bought her a house.
Right, but he was working since he was 14. And so when you talk about models of possibility, he's definitely one of those. And that's why when he came out of that era of just being quiet and putting up with all that noise, sometimes I wish I could get him to understand he's on to so many other bigger things. I hooked him up with the president of the National Association of Minority Contractors, Wendell Stimley, and I need to get him back on track with that. Okay, because between that and some other things that he has an interest in, that I share an interest in, such as wellness, we got too much work to do for him to be squabbling with the peons.
Yeah, well, and let me just say this about Gilbert Arenas. You shared this with me, and I looked into it. That's a smart dude.
Basketball.
In terms of basketball.
Yeah, he's a savant.
That's a smart guy.
Yeah.
And he can teach basketball. And this is where I'm getting to by pointing this out. Instead of putting your energy into battling with another brother, set up some mentorship programs for some of these young kids. Because you know the NBA is suffering from all these hyped up kids with no skills.
Right.
They should be funneled to Gilbert.
Well, he needs to step back for a minute and understand having a gift also requires the ability to blend in to the environment that will allow you to use your gift. And Gilbert has not figured that part of it out yet.
More from NovaTIME when we come forward. The hottest sports show in the world.
Okay, that still ain't that. I ain't heard nothing yet.
You sound great, though.
Oh,
He can't hear.
anything.
He's coming. You sounded great, though.
Well,
He gonna come fix your headphones.
I've been trained by the best.
Hey, man. Hey, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all gotta call us, man. Get to your phone lines. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. I want to hear from y'all. Please call us. Hey, let's get that right there. Boom. There's the number. Call us with your thoughts about all of the topics we're about to cover. We definitely got to cover Ben Simmons.
That's a part of the equation with the trade between Philly and
Yes.
and the Brooklyn Nets, possibly.
Yes.
It's not now at the end of the season.
We got to cover that. We got to cover Russell and the Lakers.
Yeah.
We got a few things. We got to cover Brady.
I spoke to Russell's uncle a few minutes ago. I'm going to see him tomorrow, possibly.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
You said you can't hear him?
Get to
No,
your phone
I
lines.
can't
Call
hear
us right
you.
now. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. Call.
Oh, Lord. Oh, we went from 0 to 1,000.
You good, son?
Yes, sir.
Bobby, you need anything? Water, anything? You good?
No, I'm good. Thank you so much, brother.
man.
Join my Stay Home Seminar via Zoom and online telephone. 323-750-3592. When you leave home, you expect to return.
So while we're on break, it's fitting to give a shout out to the master of this palace, none other than Tavis Smiley. He literally just stepped into here and said,
They saw him.
Do you need anything? I mean, you can't ask for a better support situation than have the owner of the building come and see if your throat is straight, you know. So shout out to Tavis Smiley.
Y'all get to that phone line. Come on, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Uncle Bobby finna drop some jewels. I'm finna try to drop some jewels. I can't hang with Bobby. But call us anyway. 1-800-920-1580. I want to hear from everybody.
Every day's a school day. Don't forget that, because I've learned so much about the media stuff from the brothers sitting across from me, and I'm greatly appreciative of it. And we've only just begun. Trust us, we got some stuff in the hopper that's going to be a benefit and a blessing to each and every person that's receptive to growth.
Man, receptive to growth is the key statement there.
Oh, everybody, you know, some people spit it out.
Man, tell the truth, Bobby. Shame the devil.
Well, you know, I finally figured out basic math. I'm now doing addition by subtraction.
I love it.
No. Yeah.
Sometimes we got to do division. 30 seconds.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that sounds like Dolly Parton. And liable to be one of her hooks, man. She's a genius, man. You know
Who?
that. Dolly Parton.
Is
man. She done wrote more something, man. She got more hits
Coming
than
back.
Babyface.
Mo D. Let it play for a second.
Come on, man. Come on, Mo. You're taking too long.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my brother, Cool Mo D.
Hey, Mo, cut out that first 6-8 bars and hit right away, man. Want to see what you got to say.
Hey, I love this song, man. He says he doesn't do mumble rap.
He don't. I mean, you can hear everything he's saying, man. He need to come right out with that. Leave out the first 8 bar and that part right there, too. Let's go. That you want me to. Well, I can't go for that.
I can't mumble rap.
No can do. I can't go for that.
Okay, let's get it out of here because Bobby's singing.
No can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, NovaTIME with Bobby. Bobby's here every Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be singing.
Now, we corner boys, man.
Hey, man, I love it, man. Yeah. Phone lines are open. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your opinions. They say, let's get ready for the announcement of quite possibly one of the great, well, he's definitely one of the greatest quarterbacks ever.
He's done.
But they saying we're about to get an announcement
it's over.
That it's done.
It is done.
Tom Brady is expected to retire.
No, he has retired.
It's over.
It's over.
Now, I just read an article that said those are rumors.
It's no longer a rumor. He's done.
Well, and rightfully so. How long has he been quarterback? 22 years.
Yeah.
He's 44 years old. He's won 7 championships.
Mm-hmm.
And I think go out on top. That's how Michael Jordan did, right?
Well, this is as close as he's going to get to going on top because there's got to be a diminishment of talent at some point. Mm-hmm. We don't know for how long he's been able to just make better decisions than most players because he went from one great situation to another. Mm-hmm. When he was under the care of Bill Belichick, he made sure he always had a great offensive line, a tough defense, and the moving parts were always replaced with competent players. Mm-hmm. And to get to Tampa Bay, what did he do? He brought a couple of Belichick pieces. Okay.
Yeah, Gronk
and Antonio Brown. Okay,
for sure.
And what was the reward? Another
Super Bowl. Yeah. So 22 years, 7 championships. Now let me just say this about all of this. I think Tom Brady is the LeBron James of the NFL. And this is what I mean by that. Give me a little room here. LeBron James benefits from the AAU soft NBA culture. So he gets to pad stats. And now those stats are so astronomical that he's threatening to rewrite every stat in the game. Right? I believe because the NFL got a makeover, the NFL ain't as tough as it used to be. But he's been there during those years that it was tough. Because remember how Tom got the job. Bledsoe got railroaded. He got dump trucked and lost all of his innards, ribs broken. And that's how Tom Brady ascended to the starting position for the Patriots, New England Patriots. I believe the league got softer, which extended his career. Your thoughts?
By at least 10 years, because he came at the end of the old NFL.
That's what I'm saying.
Where you could not only launch on a quarterback, if you came across that middle, you ran the risk of getting paralyzed like Darryl Stingley did.
Exactly.
So he came around at a perfect time, and to not even think of diminishing his stature, because he is, when you put everything together, one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. Quarterback.
Right.
Now, when you say the greatest player ever,
then you got
that's a different situation for me personally, because Lawrence Taylor, they changed the rules.
Yeah.
because of Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
In the Jim Brown era, the fear factor was real.
Yeah.
People actually were afraid of Jim Brown. You're not afraid of Tom Brady. You're worried about what he can do with the pieces around him.
The pieces, yeah.
But it's a different game, different era, and to be perfectly honest with you, he played best under pressure than any quarterback that I've seen play.
Joe Montana.
They tit for tat.
This is why it's hard for me.
You know what? Now that you mentioned it in that context,
Yes.
it's a toss-up.
Because Joe is playing, first off, Joe's whole body was made of plywood. And he played during the season where, listen, if you get hit, because remember what they did to Joe Theismann.
That's what I mean about Lawrence Taylor. They changed the rules.
Do you see what I'm saying? Joe Montana played in an era where quarterbacks feared for their lives.
And rightfully so, yeah.
Now, Brady, different era. I believe we have to factor in, just like in college sports, or college football to be exact, the weight of schedule, right? We have to do the weight of generation. The generation Tom Brady played in, for the most part, was the sanitized, tackle-friendly league. Whereas Joe Montana, Joe Theismann, Dan Fouts,
Dan Marino,
they feared for their lives.
There was a reason Dan Marino had that quick release, because if he didn't get rid of
Boy,
it, he was going to get murdered.
Literally murdered.
Yeah.
So it's a different league. So
Great
yes,
point.
statistically wise, I'll say yes. I mean, look what the guy did at 44 in his 22nd season. Led the league in yards, threw for like 5,800 yards. Again, MVP candidate for this year. And if it wasn't for that great game against the Rams, that final field goal, he would be in the NFC Championship.
It's almost a passing of the torch, because I have never in his career seen a defender allowed to launch like Von Miller did.
Oh, yeah.
He busted his mouth.
Yeah. And they didn't call it.
Didn't call it, and they called a 15-yard critical penalty on Tampa Bay. They changed the outcome of that game in many ways. So it's almost like the marketing aspect of the new NFL has taken precedent over the players and the pieces.
Oh,
they change
absolutely.
them when they get ready. Because they got some young cats coming up that's really good. That boy number 17 for Buffalo,
Oh, yeah.
he's the truth.
Yeah.
That's a big boy,
Yeah.
and he can throw that ball. They got some great receivers. And an
Josh.
incredible- Yeah, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And their defense is they were number one in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
you got him, you got Mahomes. I hope Deshaun
Mahomes.
Watson gets back in the mix. You
Yeah.
know, so there's a lot of exciting young quarterbacks. You can't rule out Lamar Jackson, and there's a couple other cats. Joe Burrows, who's gonna play tomorrow.
Right.
Bad boy, man. Bad
Yeah.
boy. So it's some exciting young players, and the NFL is transitioning into the next era.
This is why I say Tom Brady is the LeBron James of the NFL.
For another reason too.
LeBron James exists in an era. Your friend told me this is the softest league in the history of the NBA. Your friend told me that. He said this is the easiest league to score in.
Of course.
Nobody playing no defense. This came from the logo.
Jerry, yeah.
Come on.
Shout out Jerry West.
So not to besmirch or minimize LeBron James's stats, but oftentimes when people make arguments about who the greatest, they go with the stat only.
Well, here's what sets LeBron apart and makes him transcendent, and he could have played in either era, is his physical side. At 6'8", 260 pounds. In the other era, he'd have been a problem.
But would his mental hold up in the other era?
That remains to be seen. But if he didn't know anything but being big and a bully, which he'd have had to be in, because they'd have ran him out of the league if he wasn't tough.
We're not saying it's his fault. LeBron didn't choose? He said, let me choose to go into the softest era.
No.
We're not saying it's his fault.
No, we're not.
We just saying, just let's be real. It is what it is.
One more thing about that he has in common with Tom Brady. He has used his influence to build teams. Now,
Right.
Brady only played with one other team, the New England Patriots, but he had a lot to say about personnel.
Right.
At some point, but he didn't have to because that's how good Bill Belichick was at his job. He continued to surround him with the right pieces, and they was always competitive.
Somebody said LeBron played in both eras. And when he played in the tougher era,
Now, he didn't play in the other era.
he didn't play fully in that era. But when
No,
he
never
played,
did play in that era. No.
they talking about that era at the total end.
No,
when
it's a different. We talking about when they did not have a flavor foul.
I
A
understand.
foul was a foul.
But I hear what he's saying. I'm saying the league he talking about, when he played during that time, out of his own mouth, he said Kobe Bryant was the best player in the league. And Kobe Bryant played in that tough league.
No, Kobe didn't either.
Yes, he did, Bobby.
No, we talking Bill Laimbeer, Mahorn. I mean, you could literally clothesline somebody in the other league, and it was a foul. It was
Somebody
just a
said
foul.
03 to 08. That was a tough league.
No, we talking the 80s and the 90s. Is when they were playing foot basketball.
They had to change the game. This is, people say I'm hard on LeBron, right? And they think I'm a LeBron hater. The same rule that I have for LeBron, because I call it stat padding, is applied to Steph Curry. It says Steph Curry's the greatest shooter in the history of the game. Well, what if you put Reggie Miller? What if you put Ray Allen? What if you put Michael Redd in this league that shoots 33s a game? They would have had 4,000 threes.
I wouldn't be so quick to say that because Steph's ball handling is Marcus Haynes-ish. And it has a lot to do with him being able to get open for some of the shots he takes, man.
He's not even the best ball handler. Kyrie is.
They keep naming them then. It's a short list.
Aha. Kyrie. Aha.
Short list.
Ja Morant.
No,
Ooh.
not the ball handler. Not yet. Not
He's
yet.
close.
But he's not yet.
He-
He turns it over. He's a little sloppy with the rock sometimes.
I want to hear your opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Melanin Man, North Carolina, you're on the line. Talk to us.
Yes, sir. I like what you have to say about Tom Brady comparing them to LeBron, but I compare him more to Barry Bonds. I have to put an asterisk on that career because of the
Interesting.
transgressions that happened in the beginning. That wasn't it was out of his control, but even still, that's a part of it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you a part of the medical team who examined Barry Bonds and proved
No.
that he...
I'm not saying that Barry Bonds doesn't deserve all the accolades in the world. What I'm saying is,
No, we're talking about the juice. That's what he's talking about, bro. Come on, man.
The juice.
greatest player I've ever seen.
Barry Bonds is the greatest player in the history of the National Baseball League. What is that? MLB, Major
No,
League Baseball.
he's the
He's the greatest.
He's the greatest in the history of the steroid era.
Hall of Fame because of those transgressions.
But he's never tested positive for steroids.
That's not my opinion. That's what he is saying. So what I'm saying
Look.
is, if y'all gonna crap on Barry Bonds for that madness, I'm gonna have to crap on Tom Brady for the things that were very obvious, which is your coach has the game plan of the other team.
Cheating.
Videotape.
Yep.
Stuff got destroyed. Cheating is cheating.
Okay.
Same way y'all put an asterisk on Barry Bonds, I'm gonna put an asterisk on Tom Brady.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say this too, and I'm rolling with you. But Tom, they had proof.
What?
They had proof of them cheating. They didn't have no proof for Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds should be
Wait, hold on.
in the Hall of Fame right now.
Hold on. The whole era is. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No, go ahead. I'll be talking after you off there.
Come on, callers, get to it, caller.
Look, here's my thing. I like on the Barry Bonds thing, that dude was nasty in Pittsburgh. he was nasty with the Giants. Yes, he hit the ball further, but here's my biggest problem with that whole steroid issue. The pitchers want it too.
How about it?
So if the baseball, the hitters on it, the pitchers on it, the catchers on it. I know it's not statistically wise. It's not going to add up because you're going to hit more home runs, whatever. But that doesn't take away from the fact that was the greatest baseball player of our generation. I'm 43 years old. I've never seen anybody like him except for Ken Griffey, and he could have had the same results, I guess, because of steroids, but he decided to chill. Coming up on one. But
well,
that is what it is.
Melanin Man, let me say this, bruh. You brought North Carolina in the building. We appreciate everything you shared with us today. Thanks for elevating the conversation. If you want to bring your city into the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, more topics, more callers, and more Bobby Glanton.
All right, Facebook.
There's YouTube, Bobby.
I mean, YouTube. The Juice era distorted all of the statistical records because everybody was cheating except Ken Griffey Jr. because he the only one body didn't change. He was built like his father. He was just bigger.
We talking Juice, Bobby?
Yeah.
Are we talking Juice?
Yeah.
Who could possibly be on the Juice in the NBA?
Brady's on the Juice.
In the NBA?
LeBron. And everybody else. Let me tell you something, man. It's too much money in the science. And so therefore, they always stay a step ahead of the people who are
the testing.
detecting.
Of the testing.
Yeah.
They take a step ahead of the testing.
Man, they're a step ahead. And as long as they don't get sloppy, they don't get caught. But there's no way for Tom Brady to have played as long as he has without some supplements that we don't know. And if they was natural stuff, he would be selling the products.
Right, he would be selling avocado juice.
You see what I mean?
I'm on avocado juice.
Right.
Not on the
that's
other
how I'm
juice.
looking at it, man.
But that's what I was saying, Bobby. His retirement is not official yet.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. I've been reading all of these articles,
I'm telling you, it's official. He's done, man.
You got insight.
He's done.
Okay, Bobby, we know you know the people that's close to the situation.
He's done.
But it ain't official to the public.
Well, we're just using tomato and tomato in this case. Done is done.
Bobby said, I'm telling you, it's over.
Well, he done read the tea leaves. He realizes that he can't get better. He can only get worse. And it's only so far you can push the body. I think he's making the logical choice to get out right now.
Bobby, somebody said if LeBron is juicing, so was MJ.
The more we learn about COVID-19, the more questions we have.
Ooh, they done got you paused, Bobby.
Well, I'm pausing because I'm not ruling out anybody.
6 months.
I'm not ruling out anybody because it was the error. Okay, but there was a whole lot of other people that juicing and it didn't have the same effect because they didn't have that level of talent. Some people, they go to, look at Sammy Sosa. Sammy Sosa was hitting $130. But then he swole up.
Now Sammy Sosa looked like he was on
his eyes
tan.
were blind. He was like Ben Johnson. And those are the glaring examples. Because I remember Carl Lewis was beating, same thing with FloJo.
Yeah.
FloJo was losing to...
Wait, you saying the great FloJo was on the juice?
Man, she shattered records. She didn't break records, she shattered records.
Man, how dare you speak of that beautiful woman like
She's
that?
beautiful because she was like knotted up to the point where I'm like, oh no.
Bobby said she was knotted up.
She shattered the 200-meter record.
Mm-hmm.
And they interviewed her right after the race. And when you break a record by that kind of margin, you shouldn't even hardly be able to breathe.
She was talking like
it wasn't nothing. No, sister. And Evelyn Ashton was looking at her like, I've been beating you for 10 years. Every race.
Wow.
And then you blow me out in the 100 and the 200.
And you not breathing hard.
And if you notice, she was done after that.
Somebody said juice don't make you great.
Yes, it will. If the margin between you and another person is an enhancement, that's the difference.
Somebody said MJ was on cigars, steak, and cognac juice.
Did all of that. Did all, and he, you know, his work ethic was phenomenal. But sometimes that helps you because you got more stamina if you get that little charge.
Right.
You see what I mean? And I'm not implying that to everybody. I'm just saying it makes you wonder about everybody.
Right. Well, everybody is under suspicion. Allegedly. Right? Everybody's under suspicion.
Because the Russians perfected that 50 years ago.
What?
Steroids.
Oh, when
They
the
had
Russians and the Germans
they
in the
had
swimming.
In track and field, too, they had the last 100-meter champion, Valery Borzov.
30 seconds. Go ahead, Bob.
And he flew by them brothers at the 76 Olympics, man. And by the time they got to the World Games, a couple months later, and he was off that shit, we ain't heard from him since.
Wow. Here we go.
Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Now, which session is this? Which one is this? The 19 or the
No, 9.
9? Damn, it should go fast. Roy Ayers, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, this is NovaTIME. Zoe Williams in the building with my big brother Bobby. Yeah, we're talking sports.
Behind Roy Ayers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NovaTIME. Listen, this is the place where we get into arguments during the break. And then we pull it back together on air. Because we professionals, man.
Best in the business.
We talking sports. Bobby, now, you talking juice and people on the juice. We were talking about Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds this week was denied
Again.
entrance into baseball's Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And again, no positive test was ever produced on Barry Bonds. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? I believe
Went out with the 8-track.
it did. And I believe they felt like he's too great. He might be doing something. And we just going to, condemn him on speculation alone in order to protect the brand of Major League Baseball.
Barry didn't help himself in it because he grew up under the tutelage of his father, who was an amazing player in his own right, Bobby Bonds. And his godfather was Willie Mays.
Wow.
So he was bred like Floyd Mayweather to be who he became.
That's why he belongs in the Hall.
It don't work like that when you got these writers that you have to make a personal decision. Barry wasn't going to kowtow to anybody. So he acted like a white boy. And they were like, well, you done went too far, Barry.
Oh, Lord. They dinged him for acting white.
You got to grin some, man. You know.
If y'all disagree or agree with Bobby, please call right now. 1-800-920-1580. Mike, all the way from Toronto. It's your time to shine. Holla at me.
What's up with it, y'all? What's up with it, Zoe?
What up, Mike? What's happening?
The Barry Bonds joint, I don't really know too much about baseball, but I know the man was bad, so he should clearly get in. With LB Tato and MJ, I don't think that's close, dog.
What do you mean? What's not close between LBJ and MJ? Hold on now.
When you seen MJ play against a guy, let's just say 6'10", actually wore purple and gold too. I think his name was Magic. Couldn't do nothing with it.
With who?
Had to put Scotty on it.
He's saying MJ could not guard Magic Johnson.
Magic couldn't guard him either.
And Magic couldn't guard him either, though. Come on, get it both ways.
But hold on. So now, let's say MJ had to guard Magic and still give you 30. It wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
He did Scotty. It wouldn't have worked.
Okay, so we on a different topic there. You want to talk about MJ and Scotty? Scotty said he was as good as MJ. He just said that in his new book. I am as good a player, as great a player as MJ. Do you agree or disagree? Go. then he wasn't as good.
I mean, when MJ left, he was, I think he was third in MVP voting.
And guess what happened? They lost.
Every time.
Every time MJ was on the floor, they won. When Scotty was on the floor by himself leading the team, they lost. Now how is he?
And he was buffed up, fam. You know his
Hey,
back was all messed up.
his back was messed
That's
up.
fact.
Yeah, his back was messed up when they won a title with Jordan on the floor against the Utah Jazz. We talking about when he was by himself and he had his opportunity. What happened? He took an LL Cool J. He lost.
Then he went to Houston.
Then he went to Houston and lost. Okay, brother. Thank you, man, for the call.
Great call, man. We appreciate
Lord
you.
have mercy, man. I don't know what to say. Darnell from the Bronx. BX is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, let me implore you, keep your language clean. No foul language or we will drop you. Daryl, it's your time to shine.
Yo, what's up, beloved? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm alive and well. How are you, sir?
All is well. Too blessed to be stressed, you heard? Yo, listen, brother. Scotty was dope, man. I've seen Scotty in action. I'm 45. I've seen Scotty work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, he close to Mike except for in the heart department.
Ooh, then that mean they ain't close. Come on. We got to see it in stereo. If he close to Mike, but not in heart, then they ain't close.
Yo, dog, you super sharp, man. My lady looked at me like, damn. On a scale of 1 to 10, big bro.
7.
Mike is a 10, what is Scotty?
7.
I would say Scotty is a 9.
7.
And no, I
Yo, OG, I love your wisdom. I'm going to 7.
7.
I'm gonna say Scotty is a 9, but I'm gonna grade it on the Richter scale. So let me explain. When you grade an earthquake on the Richter scale, say you have a 5.0, if it goes to 5.1, right? That 5.1 means that earthquake is 10 times stronger than a 5.0.
We ain't talking about earthquakes.
So I'm gonna say
talking about
Jordan.
basketball.
I'm gonna say Jordan is 100 times better than Scotty.
Then it's not a 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 100.
Well then, so come on, man. You rarely go this far off the trail, bro.
No, hey, Scotty was. Hey, let me tell you something about Scottie Pippen. He was the best Robin the NBA has ever seen.
And he's still a Robin to this day. Robin.
And Robin ain't never been Batman. Scotty was an amazing defender.
Terrible leader.
Let me just say, let me just give it to you. He was an amazing defender.
Yes, sir.
He could shoot the open shot.
Yes, sir.
We rarely saw him create his own shot, but he was a great finisher. But the key point that Bobby mentioned, it was muddled, but we all heard it. He was a terrible leader.
Terrible.
And if he's a terrible leader and he ain't got the same heart as Michael Jordan, then Michael Jordan is greater.
You're off the list.
Period.
Here's what makes it really.
Man, yo, I love y'all, man.
We appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, brother, for the call.
God bless you, man. Y'all travel safe in these crazy times, man.
All right, Bobby, wrap it.
See, the thing is real simple. The great ones, the Isaiah Thomases, the Tiny Archibalds, the true great players, the Larry Birds, short list. They make it happen in every dimension of the game. They pick up on the nuances to the point where they do not let their teams lose. Scotty doesn't have a clue about that element of the game.
Are the players today closer to the soft buttercream mentality exhibited by Scotty than they are to the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants, the Magic Johnsons? Because the Larry Bird, people forget how mentally tough Larry Bird was. When I look at the kids today, they remind me more of Scottie Pippen than they do of the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryants, and the like.
Magic Johnson needs to be a part of every discussion when it comes to winners, because in all of the different categories, Magic didn't excel in any of them. But he had vision like nobody that ever played the game, and he understood the nuances of the game. He knew what every player's strength was and how to bring out the most in that particular ensemble of players like nobody we've ever seen play the game of basketball.
And I'm glad Michael Jordan called him out when he had a tantrum on the bench because Phil drew up a play for Tony Kukoc. I'm glad he called him out. He sat on the bench and pouted. We see kids pouting today. And all of the legends come out and say them kids is soft for pouting. And back in our day, they wouldn't have. When we come forward on NovaTIME, we're going to talk about Ben Simmons. Speaking of buttercream, when we come forward.
So, you know, Scotty has lost his mind. He was blessed
To play with Jordan.
because he had a chance to learn while excelling. Because
Right.
what they needed is what he could do. He could rebound, he could run the floor, he could defend, he could score, but you knew not to count on him to lead a team, ever. When he went to Houston, it was a colossal disaster because Barkley punked him when he was in Chicago. We saw the rulers of the roost would always bring the softness out of Scotty. We would see it on the
We
television.
saw that.
I seen him get
Now,
punked
Bobby,
many
somebody
times.
just said something. I got to get your opinion on this. Somebody said Larry Bird is good, but he ain't better than KD.
I would agree with that. But here's the problem.
Ooh, come on,
Here's
let's
the
talk
problem.
about it, because I saw what KD did in the playoffs.
Well, KD's bad boy. He's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about Larry Bird. One of the 5 greatest minds in the history of the NBA, matched with exceptional ability for somebody that could not jump.
Right, no athleticism.
But he replaced that with incredible court awareness, and he could shoot. Don't leave out the fact he was 6'9".
Right,
That wasn't no little dude.
Right.
And he had a mean streak, and you didn't see too many people run up and bump rush Larry Bird.
No. Larry Bird would fight.
He talked shit. He went in the locker room at the All-Star game when they was really shooting 3-pointers for real, and told me, look here, you motherfucker, y'all playing for...
Well, we on YouTube
okay.
right now. But when we on the air, Bobby, you can't...
No, that's why I've been good about that. But he told everybody in there, y'all shooting for second place, and went out and washed them all out.
Yeah.
That's how good Larry Bird was. But he played in a great system where they covered him well. He had Kevin McHale, he had Dennis Johnson, so defense was optional for him.
Okay. All right, we gonna see.
And the Chief was in the middle, Robert Parrish.
The Chief, boy, he was
a hell of a center, man.
He was mean too.
Very mean.
Yeah.
But he could play, man.
When you could be mean.
Yeah. And he ran that flow, man. That's the problem he gave Kareem. He run Kareem in the ground, man. Making him tire out. You know, plus he could shoot that fall away on you, man.
Yeah. Well.
You know, Robert Parrish is rightfully in the top 50 ever. He's a hell of a center.
We got to roll through it, Bobby. The next segment is 4.
Okay.
Our time. I want to get a bunch of callers in. Now's the time to call in. 1-800-920-1580. 60 seconds. Get to your phones right now. I'm going to get you in. So let's go. Let's go. Call right now.
No matter what we come in for, Target makes it easy.
Here we go.
More of what we value. Come in for black-owned coffee. Leave with change in your hands. Come in for healthier snacks. Leave feeling more fulfilled. Come in for affordable lotion. Leave feeling like a million.
You got the best.
When we bring home more of what really matters, we can find better days within our reach. At Target, what we value most.
I'm going to the callers.
KBLA Top 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Founded more than 20 years ago by Susan Burton, following her own struggles with incarceration and substance abuse, A New Way of Life is an organization that promotes healing, power, and opportunity for formerly incarcerated people. A New Way of Life takes a multifaceted approach to mitigating the effects of mass incarceration with the goal of and ultimately eliminating it. They provide housing and support for formerly incarcerated women for successful community reentry, family reunification, and healing. They work to restore the civil rights of formerly incarcerated people, as well as to empower, organize, and mobilize them as advocates for social change and personal transformation. To support A New Way of Life or to find help you need,
30 seconds, 30 seconds.
575. That's 323-567-3575 or visit anewwayoflife.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Run, run, run.
NovaTIME.
Run, run, run.
See, this is Bobby's playlist.
Shooby-doo.
Bobby, you got
Run,
skates
run,
on under the
run.
table. NovaTIME back in the building. Zoe Williams with his big brother Bobby Glanton Smith. Phone lines are cracking. We're going to get everybody in here. I want to know what people think. Here's your topic. I want to know what people think about the new generation of NBA players. I don't think they're tough. I think they're soft. And I'm going to start with the elder statesman of the league, which is LeBron James. I think LeBron James is great off the court. I think all the work he's done off the court, I'm talking about the toughness I was accustomed to seeing in the league. I believe that all of the players are prima donnas. It's like a gang of Kanye Wests out there playing. Everybody got an attitude. Everybody pouting. That's just what I see. You see what happened with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, basically, the deal fell through for the trade that you were talking about earlier, Bobby, which would have sent Ben Simmons to the Kings. But it fell through because they said his price is too high. You can't shoot. You don't shoot when you're supposed to shoot in critical moments of playoff games, and come on, man. We got a terrible mentality. I believe Larry Bird, mentally, is tougher than every player in the league currently. Your thoughts, callers? I want to hear from you. Bobby?
With maybe one or two exceptions. And we ain't going to get sidetracked with it right now.
Oh, okay. Mike from Orlando. You're on the line. It's your time to chime in. Talk to us.
You said Mike?
That's you, ain't it, Mike?
No, it was Pat, but it's all right, brother. I shake to you guys.
Ashay.
All right.
What's up, brother?
Shake, brother. Hey, man. Love y'all. Been following y'all since the foxhole and follow both you, 5150, everything. Love y'all. Love the New Year's that y'all back together, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. We love seeing y'all.
Awesome.
Awesome. So back on your topic, I think you're right, but this is where people kind of, put LeBron down a little bit, and I get it, because when he came into the league, he'd make the playoffs, everybody put him as the chosen one, the king on the back, the 23, copying MJ, and people didn't like that. And everybody knew Kobe at that time as far as guards are concerned. They were making them. LeBron was starting at shooting guard before, if you forget that. You know what I mean? So that's where all of that came from. And I thought he was, going to be great what he did against the Pistons when he went into the finals and obviously got beat by the Spurs. But we saw then that he had greatness there. And that he could pop 1 minute to next one. So to me, that's why I give MJ the credit over because we never see MJ flame out like that. Even if he got beat, he was like, he wasn't the reason they lost. Unfortunately, I love LeBron, and I'm a fan, but I can't forget 2011. I can't forget that happened.
That's right.
You had D-Wade, Chris Bosh, you had a stacked team that you put together. You did the decision, you beat the Euros 4-1. Yes, I thought you should have won MVP, but I get it. Best team, best player, shut him down, back there. But we can't forget 2011 and MJ doesn't have one on his record. They both of them things that we'll never see again. 6-0 in the finals, we're never going to see that again. We're
Hey, brother. Hey, Mike. Yo, I thank you for the call, but I got to run. I appreciate the insight, brother. Thank you. When we come forward, all callers, Mike from Kansas City, Chris from Illinois, Mike from Dallas, Tony from Alabama, I'm coming to you when we come forward. NovaTIME.
So,
4 minutes.
right.
We're just going to run through the callers.
yeah, and we're so glad that you took this occasion to include the callers, and you do that very, very skillfully because we have opinions, and sometimes we consider them facts.
Yeah.
My factual opinion, if you will.
My factual opinion. Legendary. Somebody said Larry Bird ain't shit.
Well, that person is delusional.
Delusion. How you gonna dominate athletes when you not an athlete?
You got to have an incredible gift outside of your athleticism.
He dominated during a time where fathers taught their sons, if a white boy ever dunk on you, I'm gonna leave you in your mouth. Come on.
I mean, he was going up against cats who was giving it their all.
Man, he
And
plays.
still tossed them like a salad.
Man,
The boy can play, man.
you remember how athletic Dominique Wilkins was?
Yeah, he didn't want none of that.
He ate Dominique Wilkins up every time.
He ate my guy, Bernard King, who I went to college with. Bernard would score at will to the extent where Bird said, I'm not even going to try to guard
I
him.
ain't even gonna guard him.
But McHale and them going to cause some problems.
They gonna hit him in the neck.
Big Robert Parrish. But as far as Bernard had no sense not to try to guard Larry Bird. When he did, he got lost.
Let me ask
And the
y'all,
boy could play.
and I'm gonna ask you too, Bobby, who's mentally tougher, Larry Bird or LeBron James?
It's not even close. It's Larry Bird.
30 seconds.
It's Larry Bird. That's the weakness in LeBron. He's not mentally tough.
Huh?
That's his weakness. He's not mentally tough.
To me?
No, he let people convince him that he couldn't shoot free throws.
Huh?
He just started taking money shots the last 5 years of his career.
Here we go. Right into it. NovaTIME back in the building. We're going to jump right to the callers. Callers, I want to hear your opinion, but please keep it brief. This is a 4-minute segment. Let's go to Mike from Kansas City. Mike, it's your time to shine.
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
I'm alive and well.
Bobby, how you? All right. Hey, I just wanted to start by acknowledging the role that black-dominated sports and entertainment plays in the U.S. economy, one of the major exports in the U.S. economy, and also the role that it plays as a gladiator sport, much like the role it played during the time of the fall of Rome, where people's attention was on these gladiator sports and away from the internal corruption of the government at the time of Rome. I think that's what's happening.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Great point.
Great point. We got to move quick, brother.
Thank you.
Chris from Illinois. I need to hear from you, my friend, but make it quick. Make it brief.
Hey, what's up, Joe? What's up, Bobby? Man, shout out to you guys and salute you, man, to 5150 Nation and Alpha Males also.
Okay, brother, let's go.
All right, I just want to touch the thing on the basketball tip with MJ and LeBron comparison. I think the physicality changed the game as far as like the approach that both players have. I think it was more physical when Mike played, and when LeBron entered the league, the physicality was leaving a little bit because of the not letting the players get too physical. So I think he might have stepped off or let off the gas a little bit and just adjusted to it. So,
Hey, thank you for that. We appreciate that. Great point. We appreciate it. Mike from Dallas, I need to hear from you, brother. I need to hear from you. Talk to me. Keep it short.
Salute to both of y'all. The reason that the league has gotten weak is because we don't own it.
Ooh.
People control it, and they say, hey, we want Luka Doncic and no white boys to shine. We want the league to be a little less physical. So this is what you have when you don't own your own stuff. They control the weather, man.
Thank you, brother.
point.
Great
Ownership.
point. We appreciate the call. Thank you. Tony from Alabama.
Bama.
Come on, Bama.
Yeah, what's up, fellas? Hey, man, appreciate you taking my call, man. Hey, just to touch on the,
Something.
Oh, we
We
lost
lost
him.
you.
Well,
Hey, call back next week, Bama. We want to know what you're thinking.
we do want to know what you was trying to say, Bama. Anyway, Bobby, I'm going to say this. LeBron James is the greatest of this era, statistically. That's all you can give him. Is he on the Mount Rushmore? I don't think so. Of all time, I don't think so. People have him surpassing Michael Jordan. I don't have that. Again, when we talk about sports today, that brother, the last caller, kind of touched on it a little bit. They have softened every league.
True that.
When we look at the NBA, look at these guys, man. These guys throw tantrums. Look at Weissman up in Golden State. Their first round draft pick last year, just mentally not ready to be a man.
Well, he's only 20 years old.
In the NBA.
That plays a part. He's
Listen,
20.
Kobe came in at 17.
But Kobe was Kobe. And the average 20-year-old is not the same person they are at 25.
Exactly.
So let's give some of these young people a chance to develop before we, cast them aside.
I haven't cast him aside. What I'm going to say is,
He ain't ready right now.
but they knew that when they drafted him. Part of that is because of the AAU and the hype machine and all of that.
True.
Let these kids spend a little time maturing.
That's true.
When we come forward, you're going to get some news, and you're going to get my brother's show, Jay King. He'll be on right after me. We appreciate the arguments and the disagreements. This was NovaTIME.
Thank you. Once again, boy.
What? Bobby got it, man. Yeah.
You put me in the woodshed long enough,
The
man.
woodshed.
Shit out, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate all you guys for chiming in and calling in. We appreciate that, man. Thank you. Much love, everybody.